Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hetty and today I'm going to be talking to you all about the emotional guidance scale, what it is and how it can help you, especially if you have anxiety and depression. So the emotional guidance scale was created by Abraham Hicks. What it is exactly what it says. It's a scale of all the emotions that we experience. So you might have different words for these emotions, but it's just a general idea. At the bottom of the scale, there is emotions like fear, negativity, doubt, anger. And as you move up the scale, they go into the more positive emotions. So contentment, peace, love, joy is at the very top. So the idea of the scale is that you are always trying to reach for the top feeling, because when you are at the top of the scale, this is where you will start to attract everything you actually want into your life. It's more in line with your true self as to who you are. So we're always aiming to be towards the top of the scale, but obviously we're humans. So we have a lot of different emotions, which is a good thing. It helps us understand what we want and what we don't want. So the first step in using the scale is to understand where you sit on the scale. So it could just be for that day, you might look at the scale and think, okay, today I'm feeling a little bit bored, or I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling really happy. Or you might want to look at the scale and see where your emotions fit for most of the time. So how do you feel in the most constant state? You need to figure that out on the scale. And then once you have noticed what feeling you are either feeling then or that you constantly feel, this is the next step in moving forward to start to feel positive emotions and emotions that are of a higher vibration to get what you want. So this is the first step in the realization and the acknowledgement of your feelings. You can't start feeling better until you acknowledge where you sit on the scale. If you already sit really high on the scale, great, you know, stay there, don't even bother watching this. But if you do sit quite low on the scale and you're wanting to improve your mood a lot of the time, then it's important to first identify where you sit and have that realization within yourself. Like, to be honest, most of the time I feel very angry. And once you've done that, it is the first step in moving forward. So don't feel bad if you look at the scale and think, wow, I feel right at the bottom. It's the first step in moving forward into increasing how you actually feel every single day. So it's really important to understand that you have to gradually move up this scale with your feelings. You can't jump from fear and depression at the bottom all the way around to love and peace and joy at the top. There is steps that you have to take in between them. So you need to always be reaching for the better feeling. So I will show you the scale and you will understand what I mean. But the bottom is fear and depression and, you know, emotions that we don't enjoy feeling. And then above that we have jealousy, we have hatred, we have anger, and then pessimism. It sort of works its way up to boredom. So every single emotion that is one above the next is a better feeling. Now people might be like, okay, but to be really angry, how is that a lot better than them being depressed? Well, it means that you are actually doing something. So if you're angry, you know, you're out of bed, you're doing something, you're having feelings. When you're depressed, you can feel nothing. So anger is a step forward. Now, I'm not advocating that you stay in an angry stage all the time, but it's just the steps that go one above the next. So you're always reaching for that better feeling. So to do this, you need to find anything that can bring you into a better feeling place. Now, I'm not saying you need to go from depression to being the happiest person in the world, but you need to do things that will help you raise your vibration. So things that you enjoy, or maybe you just eat the food that you enjoy, or you practice gratitude and you just say thanks, even if, you know, you're feeling your lowest ever and you're just in bed all the time and there's nothing that you feel okay for. Be thankful that you are alive and that you have started to understand this process to get yourself out of this. Be grateful for everything, and that is another way to move up the scale. So you're moving up the scale bit by bit. Now, it doesn't have to just be the emotion above. You can jump a couple of emotions above, but with the law of attraction, it obviously is that like attracts like. So if you're feeling depressed and fear and worry and doubt, you are attracting all those things to you. So it's harder to then bring things to you that are of joy and peace and enlightenment when you are on such a different vibrational frequency to that. Whereas it is a little bit easier to increase your vibrational frequency a little bit to anger, because that is a lot closer than love all the way up here. So it's all about moving up and at your own pace. So always reaching for the feeling of relief, the better feeling, no matter how small it is. And you need to congratulate yourself every time you start feeling in a better place. So consistently noticing that you are of a higher emotion than the previous emotion. So you might not still be feeling in the best place, but still just say, I'm so grateful, you know, that I'm not feeling completely depressed before, and I have got out of bed today, and now I'm feeling a little bit better. So a good example that I'll talk to you about is probably a job. So we've all had a job. We've all been in places, most of us probably been in places where we have not enjoyed the job. We wanted to get out of the job. We've wanted to find something better. So you might start off at the feeling of, I'm really depressed about this job. I feel like I'm going nowhere. I'm completely hopeless. There is nothing for me in this job. What am I going to do? So then from there, you need to reach for the slightly higher feeling. Above that is actually jealousy. So it again isn't a great emotion, but you're still reaching for a higher feeling. So you might then start to think, I'm so jealous of others who have an amazing job, and I would really love to have that job. I'm so jealous that they have that job. From there, you then might jump to anger, that you are annoyed that you are in this job. You're so angry that this has happened to you and you are in that job. So again, not the best feeling. We don't want you to stay there, but you are at a higher feeling emotion. And then above that, you could go to worry or doubt, as okay, I've been angry about this job, but now I'm a little bit worried, because am I going to be in this job forever? I'm not sure. I'm worried that I'm going to be feeling like this in this job forever. So in that worried state, you then might, I don't know, go and look for other jobs, or go and see if what kind of qualifications or what you want to do is out there for you to do. And then you might come back and feel disappointed, which is again a higher emotion, because nobody's got back to you, or you feel like you know, there's nothing out there for you, and you're disappointed that people don't see your potential. Then from disappointment, you might move up into frustration that people are not seeing your potential, people just aren't really getting back to you, you're trying to find opportunities and you're frustrated because you can't find what's right for you. And then from there, you feel like that for a little while, and then you just think, okay, I'm totally bored of it, I'm bored of stressing out about it, I'm bored of worrying about it, I'm bored of being frustrated about it. So again, not the best, but it's a better feeling emotion than you were when you began at depression about the job. And then following the boredom, we're getting up to the higher emotional state. So you then might reach for contentment. So you're just sort of content. You think, you know what? Okay, like I'm all right in this job. It's paying my bills. I like some of the people there. You know, it's not too bad. I'm just sort of content where I am. Above contentment, you then might reach for hopefulness, and you might think, do you know what, this isn't so bad. Actually, there might be a lot of other things out there for me. I'm quite hopeful that something will come to me at the right time, when it is the right time for me. And then you will start to see things. So maybe someone will contact you about a job and you're like, okay, I was hopeful, it worked, I put that out there, now I'm so enthusiastic because people have started contacting me left, right and centre about new jobs, about the jobs that I've always wanted. So you're feeling enthusiastic, and then following that, you're just moving up further and further, and then you're in a new job because you have increased your vibrational frequency to attract what you want. So a new job and your dream job. So then you're feeling love and you're feeling joy because you have finally found yourself in the place that you want to be. So that's just as an example. It is that way if you want to think about it, if you're trying to move through a specific problem where you feel like in a negative emotion all the time. So it might be a relationship, or it might be about yourself, like your self-image. So if you're feeling at the very bottom or anywhere near the bottom, or even somewhere in the middle, because we always want you to be at the top of the emotional scale, then keep reaching for the next feeling. And once you do that, you can then get a little bit higher until you start practicing that every day and you think, this is better than the feeling it was before, it's better than it was the day before. Now I actually feel like I'm in a good place. And then you start to see things coming to you because you are feeling in a higher vibrational frequency. So you are attracting those things to you, you are allowing them in. When you get towards a hopeful stage, you are allowing yourself to see more, and you're allowing the universe to show you that you can start feeling better again. So that is how it works. It's very simple to follow, and You can have a look at the emotional guidance scale online just to see exactly what the emotions are, but again, they might not suit you directly. You might just want to change the words a little bit, but you just need to focus on how you feel at the moment. So identify how you feel majority of the time. I think that's what it's best to do. And then just keep reaching for the feeling of relief. Keep trying to aim for the emotion above. No matter what the emotion above is, keep trying to aim for that, and keep trying to have thoughts that will feel around that, so you're moving up the scale and you are getting to the better place, because once you do, you start attracting more things in. And I found this was really useful with whenever I was feeling especially frustrated or a little bit annoyed about things. I think, right, okay, I've sort of moved down the scale, like I'm feeling frustrated about something, but okay, I'm kind of bored of feeling frustrated, and then I just sort of carried on reaching for the feeling of it above and above and above. And now I would say that my emotional set point is very, very much on the top of the scale. I don't ever really go past the point of boredom, to be honest, and if I feel any lower emotion than that creeping in, like frustration, I just know how to shut it off a lot quicker, because I'm already feeling majority of the time in the higher vibration. So I stay within the top emotional set range now, whereas before I have been at the very bottom, and I have been at the very bottom for a long time. And it's just practice. It's always reaching for that feeling of relief, reaching for the next thing up. So it is something that is really achievable. It's something that you can do yourself. It's something that you need to congratulate yourself for every time you move up, every time you get out of that state. When I find myself slipping into boredom, I'm like, right, okay, I've noticed it now, because I am a noticer of my emotions. I understand, which is the first step, to understand how you're feeling. And then I move myself up consciously, and I can consciously bring myself out of that, because I identify with it so much that when I feel any lower emotional set point, it doesn't resonate well with me at all now. So I always just reach for the higher feeling, because I know I can bring myself out of it once practicing it for you know, not even that long, to be honest. So it's really, really good guide to use if you're feeling towards the low end of the scale, but if you're just feeling towards the top as well and you want to know how to stay in the top, I don't think I know anyone who is at love and joy and peace all the time. It would be lovely if I did. I don't know anyone like that yet. We are still human, so our emotions do still change, and that is a good thing, because it means that we have a point of knowing what we don't want. So it means we know what we want, so we have to have a bit of a mix of emotions at times, but it's just good to understand where our emotions sit and how you can build yourself up to feeling the best you can all the time. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like, comment and subscribe. I'll put the link to my Instagram in so you can see the emotional guidance scale that I have created myself. And yeah, until next time, I hope that when you watch my next video, you have moved up the emotional guidance scale, no matter how little it may be. And until next time, keep spreading all the peace, love and joy, and I will see you soon. Mwah.